project. These are the two videos that I followed. This is the first
check
one.
lives you
So
to win.
this is
You
just
must not touch the ghost. The heart shows you how
this
many
is just
lives
what
you have left.
the game that they like the final
And next
version
to
of
it,
the
the score
code
is displayed.
that I'm given in the videos. That's the first video, and here's part 2.
Let's get back to the play game function.
Okay, so I wasn't really a fan of these videos. I explained that in the summary. I think they were pretty poor. I wouldn't recommend that people follow them to do their games. Here's the Pacman class. Oh wait, also, this is the GitHub, which I copied the code from after following the videos and it wouldn't work. I explained that in my summary as well. Here's everything in the GitHub. Just click on those and then it'll take you there. So this is the Pacman class. It basically sets up the JFrame, which adds the panel on which the Pacman game gets played. This is all the code which I copied from the video. Well, the Pacman class uses Model 2 because that's the one with the updates, but this is all the code I copied from the video. It didn't work, so then I copied the code from the GitHub into Model 2, which is right here. As I explained in my summary, I didn't understand a lot of the code in the video because he kind of was silent and didn't really explain everything. So here are all the levels I created. This is not one of them I created, it was just a base one to make it easier to copy and paste to create the levels. Level 2, I spelled my name. Level 3, I spelled your name. Smiley face for level 4, and then GG for level 5. For the levels, I used, except for the one with my name, which I did directly on Eclipse. After seeing how the spacing looked on that one, I decided to color code them using grid maps. It's made it much easier to just add the numbers because in my comments I kind of had what each number meant, so then I could do that. I initialized the rest of the variables up here. Some more down here. This is just the constructor for Model 2. I'm loading all the images here, or the GIFs, or GIFs, however you would like to pronounce them. I initialize the variables. And then in the play game method, if you're dying, then it'll run the death method. Else that means that you're not dead, so it'll move the Pacman, draw the Pacman, move the ghost, and check the maze to see if you've completed the maze. These are just some if statements I wrote so that the portal or door works for the Pacman. I could comment out the Y ones because I got rid of the Y door because the ghost kept going through it, even though I wrote similar if statements. I actually wrote a lot more if statements for the ghost, trying different ones to see how to get them to stay in, but it just wouldn't work. This will show the intro screen, and press space to start. It'll draw the score in the bottom right of the screen, and it'll draw the lives as well. This will check the maze to see if the maze is finished or not. This part I didn't really understand. It used just 1 ampersand to check certain things, and I didn't really know what that meant, and he didn't explain them. He'll do that elsewhere in the code. It's basically saying if the level is finished, then it'll add to the score a bonus of 300 and the level times 50, and it'll increment the level. It'll go through the ghost, and if you're less than the max ghost, it'll add a ghost. And then it'll add to the current speed of the ghost. And this is basically, because I only drew maps are 5 levels. If the level becomes greater than 5, it'll reset the levels at 1. But your lives are not reset, so it's like you're just playing the levels over again with less lives. and I made an initialize level method where you just give it the level and then it'll run a different initialize level method. I'll get into that. Death, you'll subtract the lives of lives equals 0 and in-game equals false because you have no lives left, and then else you'll continue the level. This is all the move and go stuff, and this is the main part of the code in which I didn't understand. So like all the stuff with all the mod and division, and he didn't really explain anything, and all these checks, he didn't explain what they were checking for. He kind of just typed all the code. You can guess like kind of what they're doing, but I didn't know it well enough to be able to like add on things to that they're doing or use it. Like here are the single ampersand checks. I didn't really get those. Here's some of the if statements I tried for the Y. I couldn't get them to work, so I just went with the X. This is just to draw the ghost. To move the Pacman, another part of the code which I had trouble understanding. This will draw the Pacman, draw the maze. And then, for the draw maze, I made it also take in the level data, or a short array of the level data. That way it can draw the proper maze, because each level data has a different short array, so it'll draw it differently. Initialize the game. I set the lives to 8. That way you could play for a while without dying and get through all the levels, because they kind of get hard towards the end. I start the game with 1 ghost, and for each level you add 1. Set the level to 1. Current speed 0. Score equals 0. Current speed of 3 for the ghost. This is a reset game method I created, so it'll display game over and the score equals plus the score that you ended with, and it'll say press space to play again. I changed the color to red and made the font larger. I initialized the large font farther up in the code. It's just where I'm drawing them. This is the original initial init level that it gave me, and based on that I made it a parameter with the level. I overrided it, and then basically again just checking that if the level is greater than 5 you set it back to 1. Number of ghosts equals level, and then initialize level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you continue the level after. Here are all of those. I made a next level method which I used for a next level button of n, but that's in the key methods. Continue level, this was all given to me. Yeah, basically goes through the ghost and then it just adds them in, sets the speed to random. I did subtract ghost and add ghost methods, which I did to buttons A and S. This is all the paint component stuff. Check for the level once again. I draw the maze and give it all. I give it the proper level data, depending on the level that you're in. Then you draw the score, and if you're in the game, then you're gonna run the play game method. Else if lives equals 0, that means that you're dead. Then it's gonna reset the game, and then if you're not in the game and your lives are in 0, that just means that you're starting the game, so it'll show the intro screen. Here's all the key adapter methods. So N will run the next level method. S is going to subtract the ghost, and A will add ghost. Left, all of these are just gonna tell you like basically just arrow keys in which way you're gonna move. And if you escape, then in-game becomes false. Space will initialize the game, and then you'll start playing. That's why it says press space to start. And those are all of the methods. I will now be going through a quick run through of my game. I know I'm pretty over on time. I wasn't paying attention. And I'm just gonna run my game. If it loads, okay, here we go. The original map, it starts with 1. I'm just gonna complete this one so you can see that it goes properly to the next level. That's the door or the portal that I added. Trying not to lose any lives yet. So then I'll just go to the next level. Here's Ari, and it added a ghost. If I hit A, then it'll add more ghosts for every time. I can hit S to remove them. I could also hit N to go to the next level. Here I am. Oh, ghost went through. There we go. Okay, I'll go to the next level. Which now has 4. I know you saw that I started inside of that, but I can't go inside of that anymore. Just a good place to start. That way you don't get hit by any ghosts. Go through the door again. Might run into a ghost. Oh, okay. And then the final level. Here we go. I'm gonna get rid of the ghost. Oh, also if you see how the score works, for the more ghosts there are, the more each pellet is worth. So that's why you're incentivized to add more ghosts. And if there are no ghosts, the pellets aren't worth anything. But I just need to complete this to show you how the reset game method, not the reset game, but the how it'll loop through all my levels when you complete the last one. Bear with me as I pick up all of these pellets. I wanted to add the special pellets into the game, which can do different things, like where you're able to eat the ghost, where you can get a speed boost, stuff like that, where you can just travel through like all these blue blocks. That would have been cool to add, but I didn't understand the code enough, and here we are at the beginning. I'm going to add some ghosts and run into them so you can see what happens when you die. As you see, the lives are going down. Yeah. I also wanted to add different animations when you go to the next level and the end of the game. As you can see, it's pretty boring once I die. Not the best. Yep, there's the reset game method. It'll show game over, score equals my score, and press space to play again, and it'll throw me right back in the game. Hit N to go through the levels. A to add the ghosts, S to get rid of them, and go through these doors, and that is my Pacman game. Thank you for listening.